I hate when foreign people ask me where my ancestors from. I hate that. I hate that from foreign people, from foreign black people. If I
Mm.
say I'm a black American, that means that I came here. To me, that it means that, oh, you were either, your family was actually in America prior to the slave trade, or you came there as a prisoner of war in the transatlantic slave trade. So you were originally from there, already there, or you came by the Atlantic trade slave trade. So after years of enslavement, so to speak, if you say that we come from Africa, then how would I know where the hell my family is really from? How would we know as
Right.
Black Americans? But but I think that talking to other Black people, they're not gonna know that.
Well, what
Hmm.
is Caucasian lineage? Because they claim that they
Caucasus
created and
Mountains.
discovered. So that's what I want to get to the point. How could you say you? But this is what bothers me. No, 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 no. This is what
Let's
bothers me.
go.
You trying to say you created and you founded America. What the fuck is your lineage? And how can you do that when you got to spray chemtrails every day to block the sun? That means this planet wasn't for you. It wasn't created for you, and you're not supposed to be here. So how can you say, America is yours, you created America, you discovered America when you blocking the sun to survive? That doesn't make sense to me.
Hmm.
Okay.
What's your lineage? That's what I want to know.
Caucasus Mountains. The Neanderthals.
Okay, so I want to address a few points real quick. So first, let me go ahead and address Demarcus super chat. Shout out to Demarcus. He said, "Do y'all believe that Black History Month should be in June instead of February?" So my answer to that is the reason why it's in February is because one of the people that fought for Black history, which was originally Negro history. Carter Woodson, once he first created Negro History Week, it was done in February. So in honor of that, they kept it in February. Now, I can understand why DeMarcus is saying to consider it in June, because let's go ahead and look into what's going on. They basically have whitewashed the hell out of the month. Think about that. We don't really celebrate that shit like we should. Like you got a couple of people that might, share some stuff on social medias honoring, great Black leaders um, Martin Luther King, um, you know, um, Malcolm X, etc. But but one thing is, we don't really celebrate it. And then for one thing, I think where the problem could lie is it's way too much in February, and this not just accidental. They intentionally did it like this. Look at what's all in February, people. We got the Super Bowl, which is today. We got the NBA All Star Weekend. We got the Grammys. Sometimes we have the Oscars in February. We got Valentine's Day. They do everything in fucking February intentionally so that we can focus on all these other things instead of honoring our mothers and fathers that, sacrifice their lives for us to get to where we at now. So, with that being said, June don't have that much up in it. And that's also the month where the slaves were officially free. So, with that being said, could y'all consider thinking it should be in June?
No. And DV, I got love for you, but no. Ladies, y'all want to go? Y'all want me to Jesus take the wheel? Yeah.
I tried to help you, Demarcus.
Uh, DV, so here's the deal. The reason they put Juneteenth in June is because if they would have put it in January, now remember, we was free as a people on New Year's Eve, January 1st, 1863. But if you put what we celebrate today as Juneteenth on New Year's Day, like Jamie just said, New Year's Day is already a huge holiday celebration, and it kind of cancels out if we were to put our emancipation. So what we really, so they did that on purpose. I agree with it because they put it in a month that it would sort of stand out. So if you look at it, I like the way it's set up now because boom, you start the year with New Year's. 13 to 15 days later, we celebrating Dr. King, MLK days across the country.
Right.
Less than 2 weeks later, we already, so it gives us, it keeps the momentum flowing. And
Right.
then boom, we hit March, we take a little dip, we hit April, you know what I'm saying? It's not really nothing for us, during March and April. And then May, you got Memorial Day, Mother's Day, all that stuff. And then boom, we right back at it in June. So I wouldn't move it to June because we already got Juneteenth in June. And I hope I articulated that well. The reason they put Juneteenth in June, because if they would have honored the Emancipation Proclamation, which was 1863 New Year's Day, it would have to take second place to New Year's Day, if that makes sense. That's it.
I agree with you. I like that momentum.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think that we should that should be something that we should be fighting about. That should be something that should be on top of our priority list trying to move um Black History Month to June into June. Like I said, we don't do anything systematically to improve our position in this world with the month being in February. What we do, we spend our time, like Jamie said, with all these entertainments that they have filled the month of February up with. So we ain't even talking about Black history. We talking about the Grammys, the Super Bowl. We talking about this. We talking about the All Star games. They've done this for a few years where they completely fill February up with a lot of events
Mhm.
where people aren't
I
even
do it
talking
every year.
about people not even talking about Black history. I mean, I think the most thing Black people are willing to sacrifice is for us to post something on social media. That's
Yeah.
what we're
In fact,
willing to do for Black history. And so, what is the real point
But you guys are
then
talking
to
about like
really?
leisure activities or the educational system? Because I know in the educational system, when I was in school, that whole February, we had to learn about black politicians.
that's
We had to
changed.
learn about black,
That's
you know what I
Mhm.
changed.
mean?
That's changed. They don't do
But
that shit no
but
more.
they you can't you all of those were banned.
Oh, well, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think you can talk about Black history in the schools at
Oh
this
my
point.
God.
At this point, I don't think they even got books on Black history in the schools.
Now, two, I want to respond to, and I love when Jamie and Solo agree, but unfortunately, I have to disagree with y'all because with all these massive stages y'all talking about, let's start with the Super Bowl, which is going on right now. Somebody give us an update on the score check.
Look at him.
They have to acknowledge our culture, or they look like they're ignoring a national acknowledgement. So the same way y'all saying they packed February with all these big time celebrations, the Super Bowl, the Grammys. Didn't the Grammys acknowledge Black History Month? Isn't the Super Bowl? Didn't the Super Bowl allow Coco Jones to sing the Negro national anthem to the whole world? This is one of the biggest stages in the
Right.
world, not just in the country. And if they don't acknowledge our contributions, they look like some straight up haters. So I
Right.
just want to kind of push back on, and I love to hear Solo and Jamie agree,
Oh, I
but
got one for you. Trust me.
I got to push back on that, saying the same way y'all saying they're packing February with all these major celebrations, those major events have to acknowledge Black History
Right.
Month, or they look like they
Right.
semi-racist.
Right.
But Taj, my issue is that but they haven't changed anything. So if you're
That
looking, I'm looking
mhm.
to acknowledge all the atrocities that we did to you guys and put your history on a pedestal to give you Black History Month. But I'm not gonna stop the police from killing you. I'm not gonna encourage the banks to lend money to you so you can buy homes. If they are not trying to really create systematic changes for us to be able to provide for ourselves or invest in our community, then they're not doing anything but saying, hey, we oppressed you years ago and we're still doing it.
But
So
Solo,
now
they
I have to
never
turn them.
did. They never
Who
did. It
that?
was always our black abolitionists that
Uh huh.
always forced them to do it. The white person ain't gonna do shit for
There
you.
you
That's your
go.
enemy. They want to keep you
That's right.
oppressed. It's not their
Right.
job to. You think my job is to help you outshine me? No, I'm gonna try to keep you more oppressed as anything. But
So
it's
what's
up
the
to
point of
you to
acknowledging the
stand up and be
history?
like, no. So they're
Hey,
not gonna do
Cairo,
anything.
Cairo, on my
Yeah.
soul, I was about to channel what you said in a different show, and I don't
Yeah,
play
they're
with my
not gonna do
soul.
shit for you. That's your enemy, and that's
Cairo,
our
remember you
problem.
said it's crazy how we've grown to it. Now I'm kind of aligning with Cairo on certain points, and Jamie and Solo is
Yeah.
aligning, and Talil, we know you there. But Cairo, I love what you said in one of the other shows. You're like, why is the black man, and you called us out, and I answered the
Yeah.
call. Why is the black man waiting on our oppressors to do anything for us?